introducing Yosef. Yosef was a good man of good character. He was a young man, that is, and I believe that he was a quiet, simple young man with the kind of qualities that every parent wants their child to possess. And what are those? Honesty, integrity, loyalty, kind to those around him, gentle, kind to animals, and just the right amount of naivete and curiosity that allowed him to be, how shall we say, teachable. Our storyline gives us the details surrounding his early adventures with his other 11, mostly older brothers, and how his position with them quickly degenerated to a state of jealousy and resentment on their part. Yosef and Yeshua. Now, it's well known that Joseph is a type and shadow of the Messiah. This is even attested to in rabbinic literature, that Joseph is a type and shadow of the coming Messiah. Now, we who already recognize Yeshua as the long-awaited Messiah can instantly see in Joseph a picture of Messiah Yeshua. Let's just look at some of the details or some of the similarities between the two men. Joseph was the favored son of the Father amidst all the other sons. Spiritually speaking, our Heavenly Father has many sons, yet He has only one quote-unquote beloved son. It is in this beloved son that He sees the potential to become the preeminent one among His other brethren, the chosen leader, you might say. And so, it is in this son that He bestowed the, quote, long-sleeved colored garment of tribal leadership. Now, Joseph is an anointed man, even at an early age. This much is clear from the text of the narrative. However, Joseph runs into trouble when he encounters the brunt of his brother's jealousy and resentment. They spot him, as we read down through the story. They spot him as he approaches to check up on them, and he's just doing what his father told him. But they quickly plot to do him harm. They mock him all the more, and then they decided that enough was enough. It was time, they thought, to rid themselves of this dreamer. The text tells us that initially they intended to kill him. That is to say, they stripped him of his garments, and they were going to leave him for dead, but instead they tossed him into an empty well until it was decided what to do with him. Strangely, the Torah itself is silent as to any type of retaliation or struggle on the part of Yosef. I mean, wouldn't you have put up a fight if you were in Joseph's position? Why didn't he fight back? Was it perhaps that he was a helpless weakling? In an act of nobility, Reuben, he intercedes on Joseph's behalf, and they decide not to kill him, but rather to render him, powerless, so as that is not able to return with a report to his father. Actually, the Torah states that they really did want to kill him then and there, yet Reuven's sensibility enabled them to see the folly in that plan, and instead offer them a solution that might simply teach the boy a lesson, while sparing the shedding of blood also. We can now begin to draw some correlations between Yosef and Yeshua again. For instance, reading from the Gospels, we see that in the life of Yeshua, his own brothers, that is to say the Judeans, the Jews of the first century, they also discerned that a supernatural favor rested on him from his, quote, self-proclaimed father, at least from their point of view. They quickly became jealous and began to resent him as well. They began to tire of hearing about his dreams of preeminence and servitude, I and the Father are one, things like that. And so they decidedly plotted to kill him, just like Joseph's brothers, thereby silencing his ability to bring any type of report about them to this Father in heaven of his. But Yeshua, being humble and obedient to the Father's command, just like Joseph, if you remember, became naive, as it were, and allowed them to strip him of his garments and hand him over to strangers. He experienced the same sibling mockery that Joseph did, indeed much worse, yet he, like Joseph, did not retaliate.